And I'm up.
You are up. Are you recording?
I am. So
Excellent.
here we are on the 10th hole. It's a par 3. Gardner's got his very fancy stick again. And we have a breeze going across the fairway here, so we're going to go a little right. And let's see what happens. Oh, there's a lot of breeze.
That's what happens. You get a hole in one. Boy, I think I'm playing golf with a ringer here.
Well,
That's two. That's two for you.
All right, Gardner.
So, and you can do an instant replay if you really want to brag. Just press the B button.
B button. Okay, here we go.
The upper round. There you go.
There I
Watch.
go.
And
look at that.
Boom.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Hey, I gotta, you know what? Yeah, here. I'm going to do that again. I want you to look at me while I do this.
Okay.
Up. Wow. Okay. That was amazing. I'm going to use that as a screenshot of us looking at each other or near each other.
And that's the way to do it. Absolutely. Yeah. So I'll point out something before I do my shot, which will not be nearly as successful as yours. One of the things I find really interesting about the way they've done things like the wind effect, you have to interpret it the way you would interpret something in a painting or maybe a comic book. You get used to certain visual conventions. I think it would be fascinating to come on a field trip with people in an introduction to art history or an introduction to comics or introduction to visual expression and say, okay, this animation of water, that's not real water. How are they accomplishing that? What is it about these fairly simple geometric things that trigger your brain and make you go, oh, I'm in a world where there's a windmill and these sails are going around. It's the sort of thing like when you look at an eye in a painting, as my wife taught me, there's always a little light in the eye. Yeah. That's to show you the person's alive. You don't even think about it until it's raised into consciousness. And the people who make these courses, Mighty Coconut, are using things that are, in some respects, graphically simple, or they are careful with the graphics they use so that it will perform well on various headsets. The Quest 2, the Quest 3, the PCVR, and so forth. So they're on a kind of a budget, but they spend their graphic budget wisely. And I look around, and I find the design so compelling, I never say, oh, it's not photorealistic.
Right,
in fact, I don't think I would like it as much.
Right. It does have that sort. It's kind of the it's the blockiness of it. Actually, has its own pleasing aesthetic and comfortable. It's without so much detail. It's almost easier to understand in a way, you know. And feel. Yes. You don't have to think so hard almost, and that's kind of nice and relaxing, like golf.
It is.
I love all the little flower petals.
We see the attention to detail here, and those represent very small parts of the kind of graphic computing budget, but they're deployed so well and thoughtfully that it just, you don't wake up from the dream, you're in it. It's immersive.
Well, I'm still dreaming about my hole-in-one there.
Yeah, well, you should. Now, let me see. I won't cover myself in glory here, but we'll see.
Almost in glory. That was pretty good.
No, you're kind. It wasn't that close, but still.
There you go. Very nice.
Not a hole-in-one, but it was a birdie.
Still got a birdie. That's good. All right. Well,
all right. So on to another hole.
Okay. This is the whole course, if you can imagine that. Isn't this amazing? All right, here we go. We are...
All right.
Wow, a par 2? What?
Yeah.
That's is that going
Speaking
this
of budget,
way,
you have to budget your... Well, that's the super skill shot. That's what my son would say is, Go for it if you dare. How do you feel, Icarus? Are you up to the altitude?
Not really.
The other thing you do is try to let the breeze catch it.
I was just going to say the breeze is going to move it around a little bit, but par 2, really?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's see.
See, that's exactly the right thing to do.
Wow,
if you get another hole in one, I will be very bitter. Good work. Now, I've never tried the super skill shot, but I am so tempted.
You going to do it? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
You're super skilled, so let's go.
No, not quite.
Oh, that's how those golf balls
that's how you do
find,
it.
they get lost in a little corner somewhere. Well, I'm going to get a par because it's only a par 2. That's not bad.
And I may not, but now that I see what the super skill shot involves, I'm going to try again. I'm going to make this happen. I am not going to say no, but I'm probably stroke out. Oh dear. All right.
With only
Let's
2,
see.
you're in danger of that, right? Because it's
I
probably
know.
only 4 or 5 total.
All right, I'll just do this. Whatever. Yeah, I think this is it, or I may have already stroked out. Nope, I've got one more.
Nice. Okay.
All right. A triple bogey. Thank you very much. But I've got you can see if you get it at the right angle, it just pops right down those stairs and you might get a hole in one.
Well, or a par, which, yay, right?
Or a par, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop this recording. That was great.
All right.
See what we can do with that. Hold on.